Hello, my friends. Happy January 5th. So, today I'm going to talk about New Year's resolutions, goal setting, why New Year's resolutions don't work. So, just as a little sidebar, I decided to step on the scale this morning and I have gained 5 pounds since the beginning of the holiday season. And it is time to turn that around. So I'm going to talk about goal setting versus setting a resolution. So I probably could have gained 25 pounds if I weren't also having my strategy in place, which is um, to every day reset and get back to my regular breakfast. But what happened, I'd say, since around Thanksgiving was the sweet treats that came into my existence. And I've decided, kind of just an all or nothing for right now, just to say goodbye to those sweets for a while. For me, that seems to work best. But what I want to talk to you about is more about the idea of setting goals that are helpful. So, sort of step one is to be very specific and come up with a very measurable goal with a time frame and something that's measurable. So my goal is to lose 2 pounds by Tuesday, January 26th. So there's a time frame. It's a very specific goal. It's measurable. You might say 2 pounds. That's ridiculous. That's so easy. But you know what? The thing is, guys, is that we want to make little changes that we can sustain. To lose 2 pounds by next week and then just gain it right back. That's really not the point of this whole thing. All right. So that's step one. So set a measurable goal. Step two is to identify, list out all of the things that you're going to need to do to reach that goal. So for me, some of the things, for example, is one, I'm just going to say goodbye for now to sweet treats. Number two, I'm going to say goodbye to snacking on things that come out of a bag. Um, Number three, I'm going to make sure that I have a plan for dinner every night. Okay, so now what we do, that's step two. You're going to list all of the things, the actions that you're going to need to do to achieve your goal. Step number three is to identify all of the obstacles to you following through with those actions. So I'm just going to pick one to follow to kind of discuss here. So the dinner one. So what gets in the way of my having dinner? So sometimes what I'll find is I'm the vegetarian, others in the family eat other stuff. So sometimes I'll just be, just whip something together at the very last minute. I'll have whatever. And so instead, sort of what will happen if I just cobble something together is then I wind up, maybe I'm not satisfied, and then I wind up snacking it up and wind up eating a whole lot more. So my obstacle to actually having a dinner is to I have to have a plan, I have to have the groceries, I have to have the food available. So so those are some of the obstacles. So the final step is number four, which is then to create a strategy for each one of those obstacles. So, my not having anything ready is, by Saturday, I have to, make a grocery list so I know, kind of have some ideas in mind of what kinds of things I might be having for dinner. So I have the groceries. By Sunday, actually have gotten the groceries and, maybe prepped up a few things ahead of time. And then my idea is that Monday through, maybe I'm just going to adjust it to Monday through Thursday because Friday is sometimes more of a eat out or bring in day. So Monday through Thursday by noon, so I have 13 minutes. By noon, I'm going to know what I'm going to have for dinner. And so that way, if it requires that I have to go buy something, if it requires that I have to do some prep, I'm just going to set myself up for success that I know what I'm having for dinner each day, Monday through Thursday. So to recap, 4 steps to successful goal setting. So number one, set a goal that's very clear and measurable. I will lose 2 pounds by January 26th. Number two, list all of the steps that you're going to need to take to achieve that goal. So for me, like I said, I think it's going to be helpful to cut out the sweet treats, cut out the snacking out of packages, and another one is going to be to make sure that I have a proper dinner each night. So, step three is identify the obstacles to each one of those. I'm just using the example of the dinner. The obstacles are things like I'm going to get hungry, I'm not going to have the stuff I need, I don't have a plan, and so on. And step four is then identify what are the strategies to overcome each one of those obstacles. So, my strategies again are that I'm going to make sure that I have the have some decisions about the types of things I'm going to eat. So I have the groceries and I do the prep work. And then every day by noon, I'm going to be clear on what my dinner is for that night. So there you have it. And you can see it's very different than setting up a resolution. A resolution is sort of, I'm going to do X, but it doesn't really leave you a whole lot of room. How are you going to make sure you do that? What are the obstacles that might come up? And it's sort of setting ourselves up for an either or, an all or nothing. And with these goals, what we want to do is actually give ourselves the opportunity to continue to learn. We're not, um, it's really just not the all or nothing, I guess I'll say. All right, my friends. So there you have it. Have a fabulous day, and I will be back talking to you soon. Okay, be well. Bye bye.